There was a time when GTA Online wasn't just about grinding money or griefing others. It was about having fun, finding new glitches with your friends and laughing hysterically until they got patched. Today, we're looking back at some of the most iconic glitches that define GTA Online. And if you're an OG from the PS3 and Xbox 360 golden era, this video is going to bring back some special memories. So let's take it back to October of 2013, where it all started. I'm sure a lot of you will remember just how terrible the servers were when GTA Online first released. My school attendance was more consistent than those servers, I swear. But it wasn't just the servers that were broken. With how new GTA Online was and with the amount of people flooding the servers, game-breaking glitches of all sorts were being discovered on almost a daily basis. And to no one's surprise, the very first glitch I ever did was a money glitch. After competing in one of the many land races there were, I had made my very first friend online. Straight away, he informed me of a very lucrative glitch that would let you sell any of your owned vehicles, but have it so when you sold it, you wouldn't just get the money it sold for, but you'd also keep the vehicle. As you could imagine, 12-year-old me's eyes lit up with dollar signs. That $1 million adder wasn't going to pay for itself. But before I could do this glitch, there was a problem. I didn't have any valuable cars I could use to sell for the money glitch. The only vehicle I owned was my Akuma motorcycle that I'd stolen off the streets. It would be a waste of time trying to sell this bike over and over for absolute pennies, but luckily, my friend was one step ahead because there was also a car duplication glitch that had been discovered where you could duplicate any friend's vehicle and keep it for yourself. Now, like I said, during this time in GTA Online, there were so many glitches being discovered, which meant that there wasn't just one way to duplicate a car. I can't even remember what method we actually used, but one of the methods was just simply taking the car you wanted to duplicate to any race on the map. Simply get out of the car, start the race, and once the race started, you'd go through a few checkpoints, pause the game, and find a new session. You'd spawn in your apartment, simply walk outside, and boom, a completely new copy of that car you had previously driven in the job circle was now there for you to simply drive into your garage and claim as your own. With how easy that was, I had now duplicated my friend's most valuable car he had, which at the time was a Dominator. By today's standards in GTA Online, this is not a very high-end car at all. But back then, it definitely was. Anyway, now it was time for the actual money glitch. All I had to do was take my new Dominator to LS Customs, sell it, then immediately pause and go to the swap character option. After that screen loaded up, simply just leave, go back to GTA Online. And I remember how nervous I was that I was going to lose my car. But surely enough, my mate that I'd only been friends with for not even a day was not trolling me, because when I spawned outside LS Customs, I had my car back and the money it sold for. You should have seen the grin on my face, man. This was by far the best money glitch to do at the time. It was quick, easy, and very generous with the amount of money you got. Because even though at first I didn't use the most expensive car, after doing it a couple times, I then had enough to buy the adder, upgrade it as much as possible, and then use that for the glitch to make even more money each time. Ironically, I felt like an actual criminal for how I was playing the game. And GTA 5 YouTubers were having an absolute field day with these money glitches. As soon as one glitch got patched, a new one was being discovered. More and more people were becoming aware of these glitches, so it's fair to say Rockstar lost out on a lot of money from potential shark card sales. Some of the small time money glitches you could do around this time involve the bank truck glitch, where if you blow up the back doors of this truck, you could collect the cash, but then if you went to story mode, came back online, the truck would be there again for you to rob. This pattern of leaving the game and rejoining seemed to work for a lot of different things. Rob a convenience store, go to the shark card store, join back in online, and rob it again. My favourite period of money glitches though was when the OG heists were released in 2014. At the end of the Pacific Standard heist when escaping the police in the boat, if the host of the job quit the game at the exact moment that the boat was under the bridge, the host would be able to replay the finale again, and the rest of the crew kept the money made from it. And if you took turns hosting with one of the lads, all four of you were making some serious money. Now, I did this glitch so much that I ended up being put in a bad spot lobby for leaving the heist so many times when it was still in progress. The reason I loved this glitch so much was because you were still actually doing the heist, which itself is pretty fun. rather than just selling the car repeatedly. And we were always looking out for other glitches that stopped us from getting shot during our escape, because anytime someone who was holding the money in the heist got shot, we would lose some of the take. So whether it be glitching into our garage we bought solely for this heist and grabbing the armored Kuruma, or finding a police helicopter to steal that wasn't supposed to be there, we weren't just pulling off a bank heist, we were also pulling off a heist on Rockstar. As the years have gone on, there have been crazier money glitches that have come out, like the Pegasus refund glitch, where you are making $1,000 every 2 seconds, just simply sitting in the airport hangar AFK. Chuck a rubber band on your controller and you could literally just leave it for as long as you wanted. This is by far the most insane money glitch we've ever had in GTA Online. Not only was it really easy, but it was infinite. You could just leave it going as long as you wouldn't get kicked. Thank God I was not on holiday at this time, man. I would have been livid. And the barrier to entry for this glitch was actually pretty low. All you had to do was make sure you were at least level 45, own a garage and a car. From there, you just go into your garage, sit in one of your cars and call up Lester. Hover over the locate a plane option. As soon as you accept this option, you also want to drive out at the same time. This was it. This was the hard part done. Now all you had to do was just go over to the airport hangar. As soon as you walked in, you'd notice that you'd just start making $1,000 every 2 seconds. Everyone and their dog was logging in for this glitch. People that hadn't even played the game in ages that were a low level because of how easy it was. And it ended up with public lobbies just looking like this. Everyone was in passive mode in the hangar, but I didn't want to risk it. I'd just be in an invite only session with the boys. Out of all glitches, this is probably the glitch I milked the most. I mean, it was just too easy to. But for how easy it was and how lucrative it was, we all kind of knew deep down Rockstar wouldn't only patch it, but it was very likely they'd take away the money we got from it. So if you were smart about it, what you do is when you are done with a glitch, just buy every single asset you can, every property, every business, every car, because when they patch these glitches and, you know, they might take away our money, they usually don't take away the stuff we've actually bought. And off memory, I'm pretty sure they did wipe some of the money I made, so I'm very glad that I did buy every single asset I could. Or in 2017, after the Motorcycle Club update released, I remember doing a money glitch where you'd load up a specific race someone had made purely for this glitch, where you'd be able to actually enter your MC garage from under the map. So you'd get spawned in your garage with the LG Retro Custom, which was obviously the vehicle you wanted to pick to make the most money from. From there, you just want to keep respawning until you'd spawn on foot. Then you'd want to head over to your dartboard of all things, use that, exit out of it, then come downstairs to one of the Faggio bikes you had there, get on the bike, get back off, and then you'd run over to the corner of this mod shop, respawn in the car, and then if you tapped right, it would actually let you take the LG Retro Custom into the mod shop. From here, this would replace that Faggio you just sat on with the LG Retro Custom. And from here, you could just rinse and repeat. Get on another bike, respawn, take the car into the mod shop, and it would keep replacing the bike every time. Seriously though, how did people discover this shit? It's insane. Like using a dartboard? What the heck? I remember the hardest part about this glitch wasn't even doing the glitch, it was just moving all your duplicated allergies from your clubhouse to another garage. You see, back then you couldn't just open your interaction menu and just move your cars around between garages with a few buttons. No, you actually had to physically move these cars from one garage to another. Except the only problem with this was when you walked in there, all your cars wouldn't be there. There wouldn't be anything. And that's because the vehicles were just too big. This garage obviously wasn't designed to have cars in there. So the only way to get them out of there was to call up your mechanic and get the car delivered from there, move it to another garage, do the same for another car, call it in from the mechanic. And then finally, once you'd done all 10 cars, you could again put in new Faggios and then reset, do the glitch again. For whatever reason, there were a lot of crazy money glitches that could be done with the MC Clubhouse. Like, what's going on right now?
Yo, our truck is straight making babies, man. Yo, what the fudge?
Frozen bank accounts, more car duplication glitches where you just fill your office garage with duplicates of the same car. From its initial release to now, there has never been a significant period of time where there hasn't been a new money glitch discovered. The GTA 5 glitching community is just genuinely insane. Because of how lucrative these money glitches were getting, Rockstar came down hard on players.
Pause.
Who did most of the big time money glitches. Although to the best of my knowledge, if you did a money glitch you could never get banned, simply because glitches are just mistakes in the game from Rockstar. It was more the hackers and the modders that were getting banned from GTA Online. Even the YouTubers who were uploading these glitches had their videos taken down by Rockstar. Or even worse, their whole channels were taken down. Now thank God for the Wayback Machine, because every money glitch video I tried to scrape from the old group chat the boys and I used to share money glitches on, those videos got taken down, but luckily some of them were archived using this resource. Rest in peace to these legends, man. Only the OGs will remember. Freight Train, what the fudge?
It's your boy, Freight Train, what the fudge?
Brune Tango.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's your boy Brune Tango.
We thank you for your service. While money glitches have always been quite popular in GTA Online, there were also a lot of map related glitches that had their virality as well. Wall breaches. It's actually insane how many of these breaches there were. One of the most popular early wall breach spots was at the Eclipse Tower apartments. You'd call up someone like Simeon so you could bypass the garage entry animation, and then wedge any vehicle with a high enough roof into the corner of the door, and you'd be able to jump through the roof into this wall breach. Now what was really crazy about these wall breaches is that you were completely safe from any explosions or gunfire directed at you. But in a lot of these glitches, you could actually shoot out of the wall itself. Like this wall breach here at the convenience store in Sandy Shores. Imagine you're just trying to buy some snacks, rob the store maybe, and then a rocket just flies out of this building at you by a troll that's gone off the radar. So with a lot of these wall breaches, yeah, you could be in God mode. But the one that shocked me the most was you could wall breach into this tree and be in God mode. For once, we could actually use the indestructible trees to our advantage.
Boom.
Obviously, the only real purpose of these wall breaches was to just troll others while you're in God mode, but what about the fun and harmless wall breaches? I remember very fondly a glitch where you could actually parachute and break through one of the windows in the IAA building. After seeing the Vanos crew doing this,
Yes, I got it. I'm in. You got it. I'm in.
I just had to give it a go. And I remember how cool it was doing this, as it felt like I was doing a secret agent kinda Easter egg. But it was simply just a glitch, as this part of the IAA building played a big part in one of the story mode missions in GTA 5. And Rockstar had obviously forgotten to block off the windows from being enterable. Seeing these unfinished interiors in the online mode was really cool, and made for a fun side activity if you ran out of things to do in GTA Online. And there were so many of these secret interiors you could breach into, like the Fort Zancudo Tower, FIB building, Humane Labs, etc. And the methods of getting in these interiors were actually pretty easy. For ones like Lester's house, the torture room, or Franklin's aunt's house, you'd have to stand in a very specific spot, then start up a job, leave the job, and it'd spawn you inside. While some of the harder interiors to enter were Franklin's house, the Fort Zancudo Tower, and the FIB building, where the methods relied more so on ragdolling and mantle spots. Of course, there were many other secret interiors you could glitch into, and there were community made jobs that would actually put you in these areas as well. These made for iconic spots for a deathmatch with the boys. Water glitches. Another fun glitch that was discovered quite early on was being able to walk underwater. I remember finding out about this one and being so amazed that we could fully explore the bottom of the ocean on foot. And just like the many wall breaches in this game, you could actually use your weapons while doing this glitch as well, which made for some really funny moments. And of course, multiple other methods and spots were discovered where you could do this glitch as well. Not just walking underwater, but there were also glitches to walk on water. All we were missing from this glitch was having the Jesus skin. There was also the underwater surf glitch where you could stand on a movable object like a car door, and as long as you stood on it while it was moving down into the water, your character would remain standing on it even when on the ocean floor. From walking underwater to traveling to the moon, let's look at launch glitches. Holy, these were by far some of the most fun glitches to do in GTA 5 Online. We all remember the swing set launch glitch in GTA 4. Yeah, well, the launch glitches in GTA 5 were on another level, literally. This one needs no introduction, the gate launch glitch.
Whoa! Oh my god!
If you're an OG Vanos viewer, you'll know about this one. Just like the swing set glitch in GTA 4, the way these gates work in GTA 5, it's just completely messed up for some reason, where upon driving into it, you'll get launched to bloody North Yankton in the blink of an eye. Okay, maybe not that far, but there is a glitch we'll discuss soon where you could go to North Yankton. Anyway, these launch glitches would send you so high up that sometimes you'd even bypass the maximum altitude you could fly up to normally. And if it wasn't sending you past the sky limit, it would send you across the other side of the map at ungodly speeds. This next launch glitch is for the real OGs, because this was only possible on the 360 and PS3 versions of GTA Online. For this glitch, simply find an armoured vehicle like the Kuruma, and then get a friend to drive over you in a heavy vehicle like a tank or dump truck. And the goal of this was to break all of your tyres off your car. From here, tell your friend to get in and simply hold down both triggers and turn the car as if you're doing a burnout. And all of a sudden, you've created yourself a car tornado, and you just start ascending to the maximum altitude. The reason this one could only be done on last gen consoles is because this is the only version of GTA Online where the physics allow tyres to break off your vehicle and it still be drivable. While there have been many launch glitches that you can do in vehicles, there were also some launch glitches that could be done on foot. And this one we're about to go over is one I did a lot of back in the day. Simply by blowing up a helicopter, it seemed to work best on the Annihilator chopper from what I noticed. Simply stand on the tail, and if you shot at this part of the tail with your flare gun, you'd be able to launch yourself a fair distance. You wouldn't go that far, but it was still really fun to do. This glitch also worked on the umbrellas that you could find by the pier. And for some reason, because your character is not ragdolling as you get launched up, when you do actually start falling and ragdolling, you pretty much always survive the fall. As many of you know, most of the glitches I've mentioned have eventually been patched with a few exceptions. But there's one glitch in particular that has been around almost as long as GTA 5 has been out, and that's the flying bike glitch. I think most of us will be able to remember just how viral this glitch was. Every Funny Moments GTA YouTuber was doing this one, and it was pretty insane. All you had to do was grab a BMX and take it to Mount Chiliad, and after ramping off the top of the mountain, you'd need to angle your bike to this specific position, and if you had enough space to build up some momentum, your bike would noticeably start gliding forward. Now you might be thinking, nah Bobby, this definitely got patched. Well, sorta. Rockstar definitely made some changes to how the gravity worked when riding a BMX bike, but it wasn't quite enough, because BMX bikes can still be used to pull off some stunts that should be impossible in theory, like infinitely bunny hopping up a vertical building. And while it can't glide like it used to, this glitch is still possible to do. Yes, even in free mode. I even made a video about it a while ago, but basically the gravity in free mode when riding a bike or motorbike has been increased, so there's less glide, but I realized it's solely based on your vehicle's speed. Because if you use something like the Oppressor and boost off this cliff here at Mount Chiliad in free mode, you can still do this glitch when holding the bike at this specific angle. I also discovered that when stunt races were added to GTA Online, the gravity in these races must have been reverted to how it was originally back on old gen, because literally with any motorbike, you can easily do the flying bike glitch, even if you're not going that fast. This is by far my favorite glitch in GTA Online. I've used it to unfairly zoom past my mates in races and steal first place, travel across the map for delivering business supplies, and just to show off to my friends how fast I was moving on the map. But did you know about the flying upside down glitch you could do with the Oppressor Mark II? This one was a little bit different, and a bit harder too. If you thought the Oppressor Mark II was already annoying, if you ran into someone that knew how to do this glitch, oh my gosh, it was basically impossible to kill them. If they were doing it right, they could increase their speed, and they could actually ascend upwards a lot faster than normally. Luckily though, this glitch required a good amount of skill to get it down packed, and let's be honest, most Oppressor Mark II griefers don't have very much skill. So to start off this glitch, if you slowly fly up a building while pulling your left stick down as if you were doing a wheelie, you'll notice your bike will be in the motion of doing a backflip. From here, it's just a matter of trying to keep the bike upside down because it's going to want to correct itself, so you just have to counter that movement. And once you got the hang of that, the next goal was actually driving this thing. And you could drive it pretty fast if you knew what you were doing. Now if you're just holding down the right trigger when you're doing this glitch, you actually go the slowest out of any method you could drive this vehicle. But once you get the hang of using RB or R1, you can actually go a lot faster than you would normally riding this bike. And normally when you're riding this bike, if you hold down RB or R1, it pulls you lower, right? Well, because we're upside down, it's going to work in reverse. So this was a great way to actually gain some altitude as well. Yeah, I don't know why, but bikes have just always had really weird physics in this game. Like, what am I even doing in this glitch here? Alright, I know a lot of you have been waiting for this one. The tow truck glitch. Discovered way back within the first month of GTA Online's launch, what started off as already a really crazy glitch went on to just become absurd. This was one of the most game-breaking glitches we've ever seen. to the point where Rockstar just completely removed this vehicle from GTA Online as a way to permanently patch this glitch. This was the best glitch to do with friends because no one got left out. In fact, the more people that joined your chain of towing each other, the crazier this glitch became. The trucks were basically teleporting and shapeshifting, trying to keep up with one another, whilst somehow separating further away from each other, but somehow still connected by their tow hooks. I love how viral this went because it brought us so much joy and laughter, seeing our game have an aneurysm trying to keep up with the absolute mayhem that was going on. With how crazy this glitch was, this was what made it so iconic. Almost as iconic as the tow truck glitch is the North Yankton glitch. Rockstar never gave us the North Yankton DLC, so we gave it to ourselves. By simply loading up the prologue mission that takes place in North Yankton, once you've made it to the point that you're outside, your friend would send you an invite to his invite-only session. Join that invite. After loading into that session, the North Yankton area had actually loaded into the normal online map, where it could now be seen at the bottom right of the map. You'd grab a chopper and head there to explore the unfinished area of North Yankton. Your mates could also join you too by following the same method. I found this glitch so fascinating because, again, you were getting to explore an unfinished area in GTA 5, and it was incredible seeing how little of this area was actually accessible on foot, and how the immersion easily broke in certain areas. Man, I wish they actually completed this area properly and released it to us in a DLC, because being stuck in the same map for over 12 years now, it gets pretty stale, not gonna lie. While looking back at this glitch, it also reminded me about the glitch from back in the day that would let you bring vehicles from story mode into online. So yes, you could bring over the North Yankton vehicles with the snow on the cars. Honestly, anything. Trevor's truck, the space docker, the hot knife, and with the next glitch I'll mention, you could even save these vehicles in your garage. But first, in order to bring vehicles from story mode to online, in story mode, find any random vehicle, drive it into LS Customs, click start, go to the game store. As soon as you go up into the clouds, disconnect from your internet, and then when you load into story mode, find the vehicle you want to bring to online, park it just outside LS Customs. From here, join an invite only session, and your vehicle from story mode will be there for you online. Now you may be wondering, okay, but how would I even find a vehicle like this in story mode? Well, that's where the GTA 5 save editor came in clutch. I'm really keen to see how many of you remember this. Basically, this was a program you could run on your computer where after inserting your GTA 5 game save via USB, you could edit almost anything about your game save. Money, special vehicles like the ones we just mentioned, tuning your vehicles with impossible modifications, infinite ammo, God mode, you name it. Anyway, this was how you could get any vehicle you wanted in story mode. And while I'm mentioning the save editor, this magnificent tool also made it so you could add the boost that you pick up in those GTA races to any car of your choice, so that if you just hold down the horn, you will continuously boost. And yes, these vehicles could also be brought into online as well. I remember experiencing the most insane reactions driving randoms in my car with this boost added. And here's where it gets even better. There was a glitch to save any vehicle you had on the street and online in your garage. Yeah, not just those vehicles we brought over from story mode, but even vehicles like helicopters, tanks, jets, even a frickin' dump truck. This was the funniest thing to see when entering your garage, but it was one of the harder glitches to crack. So let's say you wanted to put a jet in your garage. So obviously you got to get the jet first, and you want to bring it to the very right side of your garage, blocking off entry to it, so that if you got in the jet, you would spawn in it rather than walk over to it and get in. From there, you'd want to call up someone like Simeon who would block the walk-in garage animation, and this is where you'd need very precise timing. As close to that garage door as you could be, you'd tap Y or triangle to get in the vehicle, then get out of the vehicle, get back in the vehicle, and after 2 seconds, back out of the job request menu, and if you've done it correctly, you'll now see your questionable choice of vehicle now in your garage. But you weren't quite finished, because now you had to actually insure it if you wanted to keep it permanently. To do this, pick another vehicle in your garage you're happy to get rid of that already has insurance on it, drive it out of your garage and just blow it up, go back inside your garage, get in your vehicle you do want to insure, call up Moores Mutual, and before you click on your destroyed vehicle, you'll first want to drive out of the garage and spam A or X once your screen goes black. If you were doing this with something as big and fragile as my ego, like the jet, it'd likely explode, which was fine. But you'd then go to the Rockstar game store, come back to your garage, pick a random car to drive out then back in, and now you'll have 2 of the same glitched vehicle, one that's insured and one that isn't. The one that is insured has replaced your old insured vehicle you didn't want anymore. The non-insured glitched vehicle was just a duplicate, so you could get rid of it if you wanted. So while it was one of the harder glitches to do, purely as it was based on your timing, it was pretty cool showing off your garage of rare vehicles to your friends, or even seeing your mechanic drop off your militarized vehicle, because back then your mechanic could be seen physically driving up to you to drop off your vehicle. Now, it wasn't just for garage where you could save special vehicles you weren't meant to though. Because by simply manually editing the URL of a vehicle website to a specific URL code, you could access web pages of vehicles that weren't meant to be available to buy in GTA Online. Because back in the day, you couldn't actually buy a cargo bob. It wasn't a vehicle that was actually on the Warstock website, at least not publicly. But there was a glitch to make it so you could actually go to the URL of the Cargo Bob's website. So what you'd want to do is just select any vehicle that's on the Warstock website. Then you just want to click on this home button at the top. From here, you'd want to hover your mouse over the URL part of the website. Then you'd want to quickly together tap B or circle and then immediately click A or X. This would allow you to edit the URL of the Warstock website that you're currently on. And each vehicle's page had its own unique number. If you replaced the number with the number 5, it would take you to the Cargo Bob website, which again wasn't meant to be publicly available. And from here you could just simply buy it if you had enough money. And this worked for other vehicles too, like I also got the Cargo Bob Jet Sam, which performance wise isn't actually any different from the default Cargo Bob, but it was still pretty cool because you couldn't find this version of the Cargo Bob in free mode. Obviously now anyone can buy these vehicles, but back then it was a flex. This glitch also meant that people that didn't have the collector's edition of GTA 5 could buy the vehicles that were locked behind having this edition of the game. At this point, I've made it pretty clear, I loved showing off in this game. And there's no exception for that rule when it came to custom paint jobs and modded crew emblems. This was pretty much the only true perks of being in a crew in GTA Online, except for a crew like IGN where back in the day if you were trying to fill up your race or deathmatch, as soon as you started inviting crew members, you'd easily fill up the lobby. Now normally when making a crew emblem, you can only use the emblem builder on the Rockstar Social Club website, which basically gives you certain shapes and icons you can use to build your own emblem. For obvious reasons, Rockstar don't want us being able to use actual images as emblems. So they tried to lock it down so you could only use their emblem builder. But the GTA community always finds a way to get what they want. And so a glitch was discovered where you could set any image as your crew emblem. While it looked pretty hard to do, it was actually pretty simple. So you'd need to make sure first that your image was 512 by 512 pixels. You could always edit the image on Photoshop or another tool. Then you'd head over to vectorimage.com, upload the image. From here the website would actually translate the image into a vector image, which is actually what Rockstar uses on their website for emblems. After it had been converted, you'd then want to download the new vector image as a SVG file. From here you needed to make sure you had Notepad++ installed. You'd then right click your new image and edit with Notepad++. You'd want to highlight all of this code and then head over to the Rockstar Social Club emblem editor, go to make a new emblem, right click in this empty space, click inspect element. You'd want to find the code that had the SVG height in it, right click, edit as HTML, paste in the code that you copied, and from here you'd see your image. But if you wanted to make it transparent, you'd have to right click on the empty space, inspect element, and then just delete the white area. And that was it. Save and publish the emblem, and from there, load up GTA 5, and you could now equip your custom emblem. While there have been a few workarounds after Rockstar have tried to patch this, I don't think you can still do this method today. Although if you did do this glitch back in the day, you will still have your glitched emblem. They never took that off. 13-year-old me felt like the man with a picture of Stewie on the side of his car. But it's not just the emblem that you could glitch, because every crew could have a crew color. Off first glance, it looks pretty customizable. You could put in any hex code, right? But the issue was, some hex codes you put in, it wouldn't actually show the correct color. But the community had found a workaround with a good old inspect element option, where you could edit the site's code and input the hex value for any color you wanted, bypassing the limited range of colors that Rockstar originally let us choose from. This made for some really unique paint jobs on your in-game cars, because you could also glitch it so you could have your crew color as well as a pearlescent color on top of that. Under the right lighting, you could make your car look like a bloody glow stick. And no one did it quite like Fantastical Gamer. He always had the best crew colours to put on your cars, and I was always watching his latest videos to see what crew colours were best. And then he just went off the grid for like ever. But it seems like he's back now, doing Call of Duty videos. Anyone else remember this guy? All his videos are gone now, so I can't even show you them. It wasn't just the look of your cars you could glitch though, because since GTA Online's release, there have been so many outfit related glitches for our characters. One of the earliest outfit glitches was the invisible arms glitch. Players discovered that if you put on any tank top, followed by a suit jacket, and then you'd go to leather jackets and just hover over any leather jacket. As you can see, it would hide your arms, but if you confirmed or backed out, it wouldn't work, so instead you needed to click pause and then back out of the pause menu, and then this would also back you out of the outfit selection screen, so from here you had the invisible arms. Save it as an outfit and you're good to go. But as time went on, there were even crazier invisible glitches, like being able to have an invisible torso as well, or even being able to wear a helmet as well as a mask at the same time. Back in the day, this telescope in your apartment played a big part in doing these glitches, and Rockstar would always try and patch these glitches, but the GTA community, you know how they are. Because even now, pretty much every week, a new glitch, a new method is being discovered. Rockstar just aren't winning this one. And now it's got to the point where the telescope method doesn't really work anymore, so the GTA community have found another way. These methods now involve stuff like using the soda machine and the ammunition, finding a new session the moment your character takes a sip of the drink. It's insane, honestly. Just how the game works, I guess. Arguably though, the better outfit glitches were the ones where you could unlock special outfits you weren't meant to have in free roam. Whether it be outfits from the OG Leicester heists like the police outfits and trash collector outfits, or single clothing items like the duffel bag or coloured bulletproof helmets that can be found in specific jobs, these made your characters stand out. While these next few glitches aren't exactly money glitches, they still made it easier to grind businesses in GTA Online. I'm sure a lot of you will remember the tough times in GTA Online when you couldn't sell from your business in an invite-only session. The lobby had to be a public joinable session. This was annoying because if there was even one random in the session that would come after you in your business stock whilst selling, you could lose out on literally all of the money from that sale. And we all know just how long it took to fill up your business's stock levels. Well, there was a glitch that allowed you to basically lag you out of a full or busy lobby and into your own solo public session. It could be done on PC and console. What you do is whilst you're in a public lobby, you'd pull out your Ethernet cable and then quickly plug it back in. And then just like that, it'd say everyone in the lobby is left and you'd be in your own public lobby with no one else in it. There were other methods to this glitch as well. Simply going to your network settings and changing a few settings or testing your NAT type. Basically, each platform had its own method of doing this glitch. This made for a great way to guarantee you could sell all your business stock without having to worry about randoms griefing you. And even with Rockstar patching this, there were a few workarounds that worked for a good while before they also got patched. Simply make a playlist, put any race in it, load up that playlist, complete the race, and then vote to restart the playlist. And before you launch up the job, just simply leave, and from here you were in your very own public solo session. You wouldn't have randoms joining you, only people you invited or friends that would quick join you could actually join your lobby. Nowadays, we don't need to worry about this as we can sell in invite-only lobbies now. Remember how I was saying that it took really long to fill up a business's stock levels? Yeah, well there was also some pretty popular glitches that would allow you to go completely AFK in a free mode session while your business's stock levels go up. The most popular method to this glitch was by watching the in-game TV at any of your characters' apartments. And even when they got patched, other methods got discovered like watching the security cameras in your businesses, or just chilling at the LS Car Meet racetrack. If you thought that glitch was good though, what about the teleport around the map glitches we've had? This wasn't just helpful for speeding up your business's work, but it even made for an efficient way to get around the map, doing whatever other activities you were interested in. The early methods to do this glitch were very easy. Simply open your map, hover over any job that is near where you want to teleport, join the job and then back out of it straight away. You would now walk out of that specific job marker at that location whilst being in the same lobby. Okay, this next one is for the real OGs. Back when the only way to make money was grinding contact missions. If you remember those jobs like Rooftop Rumble and Coveted, we were grinding these missions back to back, but a lot of time got wasted between each job having to load back into free roam and then start up the job again. Well, someone had managed to glitch it, so they were able to make a whole playlist of the same mission, so it would just loop over and over until the maximum number of jobs for that playlist had been reached. It doesn't sound like a very significant glitch, but back then, this was pretty insane for the amount of time it saved and the money it made you per hour. So I've talked about money glitches a lot, but I haven't mentioned the RP glitches that we saw in GTA Online. While not as many of us probably cared or currently care about RP glitches, there was one that really stuck out to me with how OP it was, and that was the world record glitch. This again was very early on into GTA Online's life. Basically, if you set a world record lap in any online race, you get a ton of RP. And if you've ever seen the current world record lap times for pretty much any race, they're virtually impossible to beat, as a lot of these records were set by cheaters and modders. However, there was a glitch that made it so there were no world records that had been set in your current race you might have been doing. This involved downloading a lag switch on your computer. Just before starting up the job, you'd want to first activate the lag switch. And then when you actually started the race, it wouldn't load the world record times in your race. So you could just set a really slow lap and still set a world record in your current race. And each lap, you'd just go a little bit faster, set that new world record, and gain a crazy amount of RP. I remember doing this back on the 360 on the race called Criminal Records. Really short race, and I don't think this race exists today. I think it got deleted. I was running my lag switch on my cheap, shitty compact laptop. Okay, that's a lie. It wasn't even my laptop, it was Mum's. The laptop barely ran, but it did the job. Okay, this reminds me though, who remembers those scam jobs that were called like 9999 money, infinite RP? Oh my gosh, so many people fell for these, me included. Basically, all the job was whoever got to the tank or jet first, they could just keep spam killing everyone. And yeah, they'd get some money and RP, but nothing like what the title said. But whoever did get that tank or jet, whatever it was, man, they were just going on a killing spree because everyone else couldn't do anything. They couldn't leave the job, you'd kill them before they could even leave. So it was just one big scam really. For this next one, some people might say this isn't a glitch, but I think it is. And even if it isn't, it's got to be mentioned. It's probably the most notorious exploit to ever exist in GTA Online. That's right, DNS Lobbies. Back on the 360 and PS3, players discovered that they were able to join modded lobbies by changing their console's network settings, specifically their DNS settings, and by entering a certain DNS code. When they would load into GTA Online, they'd get put into these modded lobbies, allowing them to experience this absolute chaos. UFOs everywhere, money drops, RP boosts, and $999 million bounties. This was literally Rockstar's worst nightmare, and as a result, they acted quick to get this patched. Sadly, I missed out on the DNS lobbies as I was away for the school holidays, but I just remember the FOMO, man. It was through the roof. Seeing this pop up on my YouTube feed whilst not being able to play because I left my Xbox at home, this sucked. Some of you might remember back in the day when the back of the cargo bob was locked off from being enterable. Well, it didn't take long for the community to find a glitch to be able to enter the back of the cargo bob. And this could also be done on other cargo-based vehicles like the Titan, or even trucks that you see on the street. You could also open the doors on those as well. To do it on the cargo bob, it was pretty easy. You'd simply just poke the nose of the chopper upwards so that the back of the chopper rams into the ground, and then if you've done it right, the door will open. For the Titan, just give the back of it a bash, get in the plane, move it forward a bit, and then the door should lower all the way to the floor. If you wanted to do this on the mule truck, this was pretty easy as well. While you're standing on the back, get your buddy to start driving, and as he's driving, just mantle on top of the truck, and from there the door should open. All three of these vehicles made for a really fun time if you got all your mates in the back, especially with the Titan and the cargo bob. This next glitch is super niche. I doubt many of you will know about it, but if you do, I want to hear from you in the comments, because that's cool. Cross-platform jobs. Even still to this day, if a job is made on a specific platform like PlayStation, it can only be played on that platform. You can't play it on Xbox. But there was a workaround to this. Let's say I was watching a YouTube video and I saw a job I wanted to download. I'd click on the link and then find out it was only made for PlayStation. But what you could do is, if you edited the URL and then changed the platform number to whatever Xbox's platform number was, when you loaded up the new URL, it would have that same job but on your platform. And this glitch was so niche that I couldn't even find one example of it on YouTube. Here we go, I have proof that I'm not talking out of my ass. I found an old video of Snipers vs Stunters from way back, and in the description it says if the job link doesn't work, simply edit the URL, change the platform number, and then it would convert to your platform that you wanted. I don't know why I've gone this far just to prove a point, but hopefully one of you guys will remember this. I mentioned earlier how you could put infinite NOS on your car and bring it to GTA Online. But there have also been glitches that would allow certain cars to go ridiculously fast, beyond what the game was meant to handle. The very first speed glitch I'm aware of was way back in 2013, and just like one of the earlier glitches I mentioned, this involved having to take a wheel off one of your cars. For some reason, as soon as one of your front wheels came off, you'd just absolutely hoon it. And for a lot of these speed glitches, it always had something to do with the wheels of your car. Because in the next one, discovered in 2018, this speed glitch was slightly different. You had to make sure first that you didn't have a spoiler on your car, and also no bulletproof tyres. From here you'd want to shoot the front 2 tyres of your car, and make sure the rubber's completely off, so you're actually just driving on the front 2 rims. Before driving, you'd just want to start by holding down both triggers, then start driving, and about half a second later, you'll just want to tap the left trigger, just to brake. And then what this would do is it would keep the car in the first gear, and it would just absolutely send it. It was so weird, but so cool. This method of tapping the brake or handbrake shortly after taking off was known as the double clutch method. And since it was first discovered, people have found all sorts of ways to do the double clutch glitch on other cars as well. Even within the past year, people are still doing this. As part of the gun running update, one of the research upgrades you could now obtain was the ability to activate a thermal scope when sniping. And this already provided a big leg up when it came to PvP combat. But what many people don't realize is the thermal sniper is broken. Not only can you see people from further distances, you can see them through walls. And to top it off, you can kill people through walls. I've done this so many times with my buddy and he'd just get so pissed and so confused as to how I was killing him. Wow, this was a crazy walk down memory lane, revisiting all of these iconic glitches from GTA Online. But before we end it here, I want to quickly go over some honorable mentions. The train surfing glitch. I was trying this one for ages back in the day, trying to get it, but for some reason it was just so hard. I couldn't do it like the guys in the YouTube videos. You were meant to go and cover behind the train as it was moving, and then point and aim a weapon and push your stick to move at the same time. Watching this in the YouTube videos, it looked really cool, but for some reason I could never match it. The no ragdoll glitch was also a really fun one to do with your mates. You feel like you were playing Just Cause because you could just stand on your mate's jet as he flies it across the map. Or just having the ability to never fall off your bike when crashing was also pretty cool as well. And of course, us OGs from the 360 and PS3 have probably all experienced the classic troll of being invited to a random person's apartment and you get ambushed because he's done the shooting in apartments glitch. I know there's a few of you pests that have done this one to troll us. So that's it. I know I haven't even come close to listing every single iconic glitch from this game, but these are the ones that stood out for me and left a big impact on me throughout my time playing GTA Online. But I want to know from you guys, what are the most iconic glitches that you remember from GTA Online? It's so nice to just go back and reminisce on these memories because they are really special memories, aren't they? And it makes me get excited for GTA 6 because if it actually does come out this year, we're in for a good time. With how big that game's going to be, you bet there's going to be some insane glitches that come out of it, and I can't wait. In the meantime though, if you did enjoy this video and you want to see more GTA nostalgia, that's exactly what I've got planned for the future uploads while we wait. So make sure you do subscribe to the channel so you get notified when I do upload those videos. For now though, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.